In the early 1960s, the federal government started a program of slum clearance and downtown redevelopment. And Greenville, through Mayor Gene West, applied for grants to do a study because we had some blighted areas in this city. You all go look at town commons now. If you've never seen pictures of what Tom, you know what I'm talking about. It was a pile of rubbish, oyster shells, tin cans, and houses that were barely standing up, full of people.
Rented for $5 a week, no bathrooms. Yeah.
And a lot of it, I was told, was outside of town ownership. Somebody's inherited it and lived in Maryland or whatever, so they didn't care. The incentive to do some redevelopment and redesign and reconstruction of this town was not hard to come by. It was hard to move around this town. My grandfather used to come from Pine Tops and parked at the old pavilion site out there across the street and sit there and wait for me to come to get him to drive him to my house. Over the 18 feet wide streets. And look at downtown, you know, it's always underdone. So I was enthusiastic about this project of redevelopment in this town. Well, that's a long part of history, a major section of issues in this city, but it became quite controversial. Not the need for redevelopment or the need for destroying housing, subhuman housing, and all of that were not, everybody was in favor of that, but it was a method for doing it. To bring in the federal government and to do the redevelopment thing, you had to condemn property, and that is an ugly word, private rights and all that. So it brought up a strong political persuasion in the citizens of this town, and we were divided, nearly even. And it went to such fever that I'm sure it broke up a lot of friendships or whatever, but not for me. But it was that time that was so much political unrest about the issue of public housing. But anyway, I volunteered to run for city council, as did Mr. Hartwell Campbell with WNCT television. You see his son article in the paper every Sunday, Tom Campbell. He was well known in the radio and television business. Dr. Brimley of university faculty, and Mr. John Howard, a tobacconist here in town, and I ran for the city council to get this issue resolved and to have a referendum vote on it. And we won, and Mr. West was reelected mayor, and things happened, and we lived peacefully ever after. But we do have a town commons that's clean. We've got public housing here and there that has served a purpose, and Greenville has been struggling ever since to do this and upgrade this and to build parks and to put a transportation center down here on Evans Street and to widen and do all those things that were quite issues back long ago.